So moving on to the panel discussion, let us now welcome Dr. Kiran Kulkarni. He is a teaching faculty at TN Medical College, Mumbai. He is also a consultant ophthalmologist at Armed Forces Medical College, Muscat, consultant ophthalmologist at Netran Kiran Eye. He is an advisor for PAN, and he strictly and very actively follows whole food plant-based diet. Over to you, sir.
Good afternoon, everyone. After that lovely warm-up, I hope you are warmed up for the panel discussion. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed a cruise in the river of knowledge in the first session as much as we enjoyed the cruise in the river Nile in Egypt. Let me introduce the esteemed panelists of this panel discussion. First, we have Dr. Nutan Desai, an eminent gastroenterologist practicing at Fortis Hospital, Mulund. Next, we have Dr. Subhashri, who is a lifestyle medicine specialist, yoga teacher, and founder of Joy Health Studios at Chembur. Dr. Lata Ghanshamnani couldn't be with us due to some personal reasons. Next, we have Ami Kamdar, a qualified nutritionist with specialization in whole food plant-based diet. And the four wonderful speakers who are all here, who all you have already heard. I am sure all of you agree that this is a beautiful smile with lovely lips and pearly teeth. But I want you to concentrate on the teeth. And then look at these teeth. Isn't this clear evidence that we humans are not meant to be flesh and meat eaters? With this light-hearted introduction and eye-catching visuals, let's move to the first question to Dr. Nutan Desai. In which GI conditions is role of type of diet well established? Dr. Nutan.
So, apart from the obvious association between food allergies and food intolerances and our diet has been linked to many GI disorders, from celiac disease, inflammatory bowel disease, IBS, and even GI cancers. As Anuja had said in one of her slides, that CA colon, there is a definite dietary link to predisposition.
Yeah, very well said. Next question to you, Ami. How can a whole food plant-based diet support mental health and well-being? And what are the key nutrients for sound mental health?
So the whole food plant-based diet is rich in fruits, veggies, nuts, whole grains, which is rich in nutrients like vitamins, minerals, fiber, and so they support mental health. They are rich in fiber, and fiber, because of fiber, it supports the gut health microbiome, and the healthy gut microbiome helps secreting the neurotransmitters like serotonin. Whole food plant-based diet also focuses more on minimizing the processed foods, as mentioned by a few of the speakers. And due to this, the inflammation also reduces, and because of less of inflammation, overall health, mental health also is fine. Thank you.
Yeah. What are the key nutrients for sound mental health, if you can elaborate a few?
So the omega-3 fatty acids that we get from walnuts, chia seeds, flax seeds. The other nutrients are vitamin B, folic acid, folate that's required. So the whole food plant-based diets are rich in legumes, fruits, nuts, and they all have all of these nutrients required for the brain health. Thank you.
Something about the rainbow diet?
Rainbow diet is like the variety of different colorful fruits that we include in our diet is termed as a rainbow diet, and the phytonutrients present in them are very much helpful for the mental health.
Yeah, very well said. Next question to you, Dr. Subhashri. What is the role of a whole food plant-based diet in cancer prevention?
Thank you, sir. So if you look at cancer, the causes are multifactorial. But if we have a choice, like the previous speaker said, lifestyle is a choice under our control. And if you look at specifically the role of whole food plant-based diet, it is to do with the antioxidant levels. The amount of polyphenols, flavonoids, carotenoids, they directly scavenge the free radicals and they prevent superoxide formation. So it prevents the oxidative damage done to the DNA and supports in prevention of further gene mutations. So that's a very important role. And it also helps in inhibiting the kappa B, the inflammatory pathway activation. So it is anti-inflammatory. So most of the cancers, they are chronic inflammation which is leading to cancer. So when we are giving an anti-inflammatory diet, it prevents the inflammation in the first place. So that's an important thing. And also the fiber has a direct ligand effect. It binds with all the carcinogens and it causes a faster transit. So all the carcinogens are flushed. That is it can also help if someone is having an animal diet and still the fiber content, if it's 10 grams per day, it has 10% less carcinogenic effect. So that studies have also come out. So the role of fiber in flushing out the carcinogens is important. And they also are metabolized to produce short-chain fatty acids like butyrates. And butyrates are quite surprisingly switching on tumor suppression genes. So they are very good in inhibiting the enzymes like histone deacetylase, and they cause tumor suppression genes activation, which again prevents cancer. And if you come to the animal diet, you see there's a stark difference of the polycyclic hydrocarbons, the nitrosamines, which is much higher in an animal diet, which is directly carcinogenic, which you don't have at all in the plant-based diet. And one last point, I think Dr. Anuja has mentioned that animal proteins, if you're taking along with carcinogens, the risk is much, much higher. And I would like to mention the mechanism here. It is to do with the insulin-like growth factor. When the animal protein is given, it directly increases the insulin-like growth factor, and that causes proliferation. So if you look at carcinogens, they cause gene mutation, and they cause cells which are proliferating without apoptosis, and these cells are further increased by the insulin-like growth factor to proliferate. So the double action of carcinogen with the animal protein maximizes the cancer effect. Yeah. Thank you, sir.
Very well and elaborately explained, Dr. Subhashi.
I think we can take few audience
One
questions.
last question to Dr. Varsha. Dr. Varsha, question to you. How to make children eat more veggies and healthier alternatives to addictive junk food and animal foods which are claimed to be healthy?
So the market is abound with, low sugar, low fat, everything processed foods. So I always tell my parents, all this, you have, advertisement for a banana chips or an apple juice, but you never have an advertisement for a banana or an apple. You never need to tell what is healthy. So whatever is advertised is always not healthy. So go in for things which are not advertised, like bhindi, like apple, like cabbage, like cauliflower, like whole grains, like millets, like moong, chana, choli, rajma. So all that food, and curate recipes out of that which is delicious. When something is delicious, it is easier to feed, and it doesn't feel like a sacrifice then. You feel like I'm a step added. When I was new to this, and when I introduced this to I'm a vegetarian. So for me, the challenge was processed food, specifically cheese, butter, paneer, and milk products. Along with, of course, fried food. I come from, the dairy capital of the country, and most Gujaratis are foodies. All of us love food, and there's nothing wrong with it. We all celebrate over food. So making the switch has to be gradual, never forceful, and giving options. So mix the familiar with the unfamiliar. So if you are for children, if your children don't like something like a particular vegetable, make two vegetables. One familiar जो उसको पसंद है, and one जो नहीं पसंद है. There are ways of doing it. And believe me, no two children are alike and no two parents are alike. So what worked for my child may not work for your child. So it's a lot of experimentation that goes into it. And, when your children try it out, when your children see you doing it, when they see the benefits, they will do it over a period of time. Like, my daughter was here alone at my sister's place for her vacation. And they went to Juhu Beach and got wet. and then they went to have coffee. So my daughter said, why not try an oat milk coffee? Which I was very surprised, when she loves cold coffee. So she does have dairy milk coffee. But at that place in Mumbai, she tried for an oat milk coffee. That, whatever I must have said, for 5 years or 4 years, that somewhere hit her. So not being forceful and being loving, kind, and, not taking out the joy of eating. While eating, don't label कि ये high protein है, ये है, ये है. Eat for the love of food. Okay, at that point of time. Don't वो टोक खाते वक्त नहीं करनी है. Eating should be an enjoyable process. Second, when your children are toddlers, say up to the age of 6-7 years of age, you can sneak in vegetables. But after that, अगर आपने वो लौकी sneak in की, तो that leads to distrust. So your child may never even try a food, where you've sneaked in. It breaks the trust of that child. So don't forcibly put something. Like my daughter didn't like capsicum 3 years. वो pizza में से भी capsicum ऐसे छाट के निकाल देती थी. It was okay. Now she's in class 7. So from childhood till class 7, she did not like capsicum. For the last 6 months, she's having that capsicum and bell peppers. It comes with time. So it took her 6 years to change that taste. Now she's entering adolescence, she's trying food. So it comes with time. You require a lot of patience, a heavy dose of love, and persistence. Being persistent, कि भाई नहीं, things will work out. And being the role model, keeping things ready, whatever healthier options ready at home. So instead of those, Oreo or something, homemade cookies, homemade, whatever chuda, puris, whatever that you can cook at home, that should be there. Children have small tummies, they empty faster, they feel hungry, they need more snacks. So keeping healthy alternatives at home is a good idea. Okay.
Yeah, very well said, Dr. Varsha. Now we take questions from the audience. Anybody?
And with the vegan diet in the school also, so children, it's not that practical and easy, to bring in the lifestyle of the children with the kind of the coming times what they see.
Very, very true, madam. I
So,
think that is what...
how to overcome this, and how to, you told that, we need to be, just being persistent about and things, but it's not that easy as said.
Yeah, who will take the question?
Yeah, so basically I fully agree. It's not an easy thing.
Not
but I
at
think
all.
the first thing we have to do is change ourselves. Okay,
Correct,
so
correct.
first we have to shift to a whole food plant-based diet. And that is only when they will also start learning. Like madam said, for her child it took 6 years, 7 years. So we have to be patient, but the change has to start from ourselves. Unless we don't change, our children are never going to change. That's not going to happen.
Okay.
Right? Next question, please. Yes, ma'am.
Fact or a myth? We, according to my knowledge, having fruits as a plate full of fruits at breakfast is healthy. But so many WhatsApp messages and so many other school of thoughts are there. So I would like to know it from the lion's mouth.
One more question. This is from a doctor who has been following our
Wait,
slides.
just wait.
Um,
Let her finish the...
okay, sorry.
Who will take the question?
Yeah, so taking fruits, breakfast is what? Breaking your overnight fast. And fruits are the most alkaline food actually. So taking fruits on an empty stomach is a fabulous way to start the day. It reduces your sugar cravings. Specifically, patients who have craving issues, we always tell them having fruits on empty stomach is a fabulous way to do it. Now, as far as children are concerned, they can have, fruits for lunch, dinner, breakfast. You can mix them with meals. As far as adults and senior citizens go, fruits are digested very quickly. So when you combine them with meals, like your major meals, sometimes it can lead to bloating, acidity, and, gas. So otherwise, fruits can be definitely had for breakfast. There is nothing wrong with having fruits for breakfast. Even diabetics can have fruits for breakfast. There is no such thing that you cannot have fruits for breakfast.
The problem is WhatsApp because of the fructose which is present, and there's a lot of hoo-ha going about fructose problems, and that is because fructose is now being used as high fructose corn syrup and things like that, which is used in processed foods and all. When you deprive, even fruit juices, you're depriving all the fiber and all the nutrition and just having sugar. So that is not recommended. But if you have whole foods, then that's not an issue.
And I just want to add there, like some people say that there are, again, WhatsApp that it causes diabetes and all. So fruits have high glycemic index. Like watermelon has the same high glycemic index as ice cream, but it has a low glycemic load. So fruits can actually, prevent and treat and help in the remission of diabetes.
True.
Secondly, from the kids aspect, the fruits can become their happy meals. Like for example, they are so hooked into popsicles and all those things. We can create fruit ice creams. It's in my house, we'll just ask the kids, as she said, that involves them. They cut their watermelons, they cut their grapes, put them in the toothpick, freeze them and have them. Is it the ideal way? Probably no, but that's their substitute for popsicles and that's their enjoyment quotient. And then they create their fruit cakes and then just celebrate it in everything, Today I just won the match and I will just celebrate it with the popsicle. So that is a way to introduce it slowly and surely in the family.
There are known diabetics who have reversed their diabetes only being fruitarians, eating only fruits. So fruits, whether it's mango, banana, any sweet fruit, doesn't increase the blood sugar level even of diabetics.